any strategic investor doesn't have any opportunity to invest in Russia, because there is no political stability, there is no political predictability, and there is no law which allow investor to protect his interest.
No rules.
Correct.
And why is that? What has happened along the way to create this lawlessness?
According to my understanding, only way is to change the regime. Because the people who today control Russia, who manage Russia, they never will get back the trust of investors, of politicians, and so on.
So this is Putin?
Putin mainly. But you should understand that Putin is not just Putin himself. There's this cronies around him who follow his way, who got a lot of benefits of this way, but it was temporary, because it's impossible to develop in this way the country like Russia. Russia, to be successful, need to be a real democratic country.
What are the prospects of Russia under Mr. Putin?
I'm sure that there are only two opportunities for Russia. Or regime will collapse together with collapse of Russia, like Soviet Union collapsed, or regime will collapse and Russia continues to survive. Another way, that there is no chance for Russia to survive under this regime, under Putin regime. And it's a reason why I think that Russia, unfortunately, in deep crisis. And to answer to your question, I think that Putin leads Russia to collapse.
In the early part of this millennium, the early part of this decade, Russia enjoyed very strong economic growth. And it seems that lots of people made lots of money. The so-called oligarchs had all this money. They came to London, they spent huge amounts here buying property and football clubs. What happened to all that money? What happened to the oligarchs?
Again, economy seems to be strong, but economy was not strong. And the result which we watch today, as you mentioned, Russian oligarchs, and I'm also part of Russian oligarchs in Yeltsin time. But I was lucky that because of Russia pressure, of Putin pressure, direct to me, I sold my assets a long time before the crisis. But the other oligarchs, they try to collect as much as possible. They made a lot of they took a lot of credit from the banks and so, and they were not able to pay that back. And the best example definitely is Iceland. And you remember when, let's say, 3 months ago, Russian government declared that they will help Iceland, and Russia is so strong that they are able to help even member of NATO. And the trick is very simple, because Russian, let's say, top-level bureaucrats like Putin, like others, and oligarchs together, they create a system how to operate on the West, how to use this fantastic money to buy assets and so on. And they find a very clever solution. They took a country and bought the country, which is member of NATO and which is not member of EU. It means that regulation is different. They put a lot of money, dirty money in general. Yeah.
And you believe a lot of Russian money in London today is what you would call dirty money?
Absolutely.
Tell me about the motives for some Russian oligarchs for buying into the media. We recently have Mr. Lebedev, the London Standard, a well-known newspaper here in London. Is that a good thing for Britain?
Generally, I don't think any wrong if some foreigner try to buy a football club or a mass media and so on. And in general, it's not wrong. If to discuss about exact this case, I'm sure, you know Lebedev. Lebedev was a KGB guy. Yeah? And Putin once said that those one who have been in our system never able to go out. Yes, and definitely Lebedev part of the system. I'm sure 100%. And definitely Lebedev bought it not for the business. Generally, newspaper business is going down, and even great Murdoch sometimes is not able to keep that in proper way, and because reality is different from, let's say, 10 years ago. And I think that Lebedev bought this newspaper for two reasons. The first is to build his personal image as a Democrat, let's say, a liberal. And the second, that he will try to spread information which help Russian authorities to survive, without understanding that it's not possible in this country at all.
You think that he will use or try to use the Standard as an organ of propaganda for the Russian state?
You're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. I think so. It doesn't mean that maybe I'm wrong, but nevertheless, I think exactly that way, because no chance to make that as a business.
Let me bring you back to the role of the oligarchs in London and the assets that they've purchased. I want to be absolutely clear. A lot of Russian money has bought high-profile British assets, football clubs, newspapers, property. Are you really saying that a lot of that was dirty money?
It's absolutely correct. I just confirmed that there are dirty money, and Russian oligarchs, Russian rich people, not everyone definitely is criminal, but among of them there are many people who made money in absolutely dirty way. Example which I gave you as far as Iceland is concerned just confirm realistically that Putin and his cronies made absolutely dirty money and tried to invest this money all over the world, including Britain.
And did they do that as a way of laundering the money or to gain power?
No, I think okay. I think there are two aspects. On the one hand, definitely it's laundering of the money. On the other hand, you should try to control, first of all, energy resources, energy assets, resources and transportation. And definitely, when Russia tried to do that, it's absolutely natural reaction. Try to understand what happened then. And I think that there are both laundering money and attempt to control as much as possible.